Well, as I progress here on this Mazda RX7 FB body, we've now sanded down the entire body, which we call the shell, with 320 paper, and currently we've now installed or applied the rubber coat as it was in the factory. Give you an idea of where it is. You can take a look at it, what's going on. Here's the underside of the car. Of course, it's been all sandblasted. This is going to go with a black semi-gloss urethane afterwards. That's going to be the next state. That's going to be the next item that we're going to do. We're going to paint this with black semi-gloss urethane, and that's going to go on before we do the body color. Gives you an idea anyways here. We step back a little bit here, give you an idea of what's involved. A lot of work, a lot of sanding. I bet you between my son, myself, and my dad, we've probably got a couple hundred hours into sanding all the body parts on the car. And this is the other side of it. Having a hoist really certainly helps. Gives you the availability to get it up and look at it at eye level and look for imperfections. We used a guide coat on it this morning when we were sanding it, and we're not too bad. Anyways, thanks for watching. Well, I've just got the car masked here. I'm going to do a little bit of black semi-gloss up in here in the fender wells. The rubber guard was put in on the bottom. I'm also going to do through the tunnel in here towards the back of the car and along this under edge here, because when I spray the color on it, when we do the engine compartment, it's not going to be able to get underneath the bottom. There's no pit in the spray booth, so that's going to be done. And as well, we're going to go around to the back, and I'm going to do up in the back here where it's all been primered and sandblasted, and also touch up the rear axle because of the off spray and whatever else has happened to it. So we've done a little bit. The masking seems to take the longest time. The prep is always longer than it does to do the spraying. Well, in this clip you can see I've got the guide coat sprayed on my fender. It's been blocked down with 180. I'm going to do it now with 320. And hopefully all those dots are going to disappear and we'll have a nice finish. Yesterday I sprayed the bottom of the car here in some places where we're finished working on it with a semi-gloss black urethane. Made by PPG. It's an industrial coating. Very heavy coating. I actually went back to the supplier and said to him, "This can of tar that you sold me, what the heck was I supposed to spray it with?" And he looked at me and says, "Oh, well, that's for airless spraying." Well, no wonder why. And looking in on the manufacturer's recommendations, you can thin it, and with the subsequent coats I did. We haven't gotten into here, this section yet. We still got to do a little bit of cleaning underneath. If you've been watching the video, a little bit hard here with the black and the lights. I'll try to get it out of the way, but it gives you an idea of what the underside of the car looks like now. Try to keep the light out of the way of the lens because it just takes over. So that gives you a better idea of what we're trying to do. If you remember, I've sandblasted all of this, coat of epoxy primer, coat of urethane primer, and now we're into the final coat. This is a very slow industrial coating for curing. It's a couple of days before it gets hard. You can dig your fingernail into it 24 hours later, but that's the nature of the product. Anyways, we'll keep on working. Spent a little bit of time here trying to clean the back portion of the car. This is where the drive shaft was, and we had all the issues with rust proofing. So that's all been cleaned up, and what I'm going to do now is spray that with the rest of the black urethane, the undercoating, the semi-gloss, just to make it all conform. And as well as all this rubber guarded section here on the car, it's all been cleaned with a degreaser, but it just doesn't look as nice. Again, I don't want to get the car so nice that on the bottoms I'm afraid to drive it anywhere. So you'll see some more as it goes on. Thank you. Well, here's a picture of the fenders after I did them black inside with the urethane coat. And here's the car underneath the body. And here we go underneath the body. Looks pretty nice. Big change from what it was. The cleaning is what takes all the time. Again, you don't want to get it too nice, because if we get it too nice, we're not going to want to drive the car down a road. But that's gotten rid of all the uneven colors and whatever. Difficult to paint because of all the angles and webs and everything else in it, but it looks very good.